And we are live, finally, after canceling twice. But yeah, it is Thursday, July 7th here in Tokyo, Japan. Finally getting around to doing this this live stream. Oh man, yeah. Honestly, yeah, just being a degenerate has gotten in the way of me, yeah, doing these live streams. Um, yeah, I'm kind of jaded about going on dates at this point. But no, can't really complain, honestly. That's what I do. But yeah, Friday, no, not Friday, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So five, yeah, 5 days, five new girls. Yeah. Thing is, I'm not tired of the sex part. I'm tired of the you get tired of the date part. That's what gets tiring. Um Last night I was like, oh my god, like going on the date was like I really didn't actually want to go on the date. I was like, oh fuck. It's kind of like a chore. But no. I mean, it worked out, but yeah, it's just I mean, when you get really successful and you get into a role, it's like I don't know, it's like a snowball effect. It's fucking I don't know, it's like when it rains it pours. Rains it pours. Yeah, it's just they just keep coming. It's like when girls sense that you're a guy that's getting laid, they just want to throw their pussy at you. It's not literally, but I don't know, it makes it easier. I don't know why. Like if you're in a rut and you're thirsty and you're desperate and you just want to get laid and you haven't gotten laid in a long time, I don't know. For everyone, that's different. But it can be hard. Like girls are kind of repulsed by you or repelled by you. But when you're a guy and when you have all these options and you're getting laid and you're on a roll. It seems like that roll just keeps coming. Um, if you keep the momentum going. But yeah, it's just like crazy, I haven't done that in a while. Five new girls and over 5 days in a row. I mean, I've done it certainly, but it's been a while since I've done it like that. It's just I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it's going on meeting a new girl and gone on a date, even if it's just a drink or a coffee. Still, it's like you have to go on. It takes like energy to do it. But yeah, um, fun times. Can't really complain, but yeah, it does get in the way. It does get a little bit distracting. Um, just yeah, putting aside time to bang new girls. Yeah, literally living the player lifestyle. Good times. But yeah, I mean, today's episode, I want to talk about you know Jim Karens. You've probably seen the clip already. You've probably seen it going around, but yeah, it is. Here's my thoughts on it anyway. I'm Mac the Day Gamer. I do day game, but the thing is, I don't generally like to shit where I eat. Um, so first of all, I don't go to the gym. I work out myself. I work out in the park. I do calisthenics. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably see me post videos. I do like calisthenics like that. It suits me. It suits my. I prefer to work out outdoors in Japan anyway. Anyway, regardless. Anyway, in Japan you have to wear masks in the gym. Still, even if you didn't, I probably still wouldn't go to the gym. But anyway, it's beside the point. Yeah, I basically it depends on your location. That's the thing. It's all location dependent. Like as since I'm out here in Tokyo, a huge city with thousands of girls on the street, like thousands and let's just say there's millions of people on the street. There's so many options to approach girls outside of places that you frequent. But that's just because I'm lucky I live in that kind of location. So if I did go to the gym, it's not that I would completely rule out ever approach like trying to hit on a girl or trying to hook up with girls at the gym, but I would almost try and refrain from it just because if that was a place that I always frequent, if that was a place that I went regularly, I just wouldn't want to shit where I eat, basically. I just wouldn't want to like interfere. However, if I lived in a smaller town with less options, you probably should be. It's not that you should, but it's more like you'd be more inclined to, yeah, shit where you eat because there's just less options. Yeah. If I live back in Ireland, um, yeah, it's just a smaller. There's less options to do game out there. If there was a really hot girl I saw at the gym, um, yeah, I would try and make some moves, but I would just be more. It would be more like I don't want to use the word. It would be well. It's not that I'm not calibrated on when I'm doing cold approaches on the street. I definitely am, but and I don't want to use the word aggressive, but when you're on the street, when you're outdoors, when you're away from a location that you don't frequent all the time, a place that where you like, where you eat, or where you exercise, or a place that you're always at, like your workplace. You can't take as many. You can't be as aggressive, and I mean aggressive in a good way. But when I see a hot girl on the street, I'll roll in and I'll very blatantly flirt with her. Like it's very obvious. There's no chance that I'm just trying to, like, she knows what's going on. Like she knows I'm not trying to be your friend. That's why I can never. That's why I never get like so-called friend zoned. First of all, because I don't believe men and women can be friends. And second of all, I never give it that space or that time. I never allow it. I don't have enough patience for that. I never allow it because, from the get-go, when I meet a girl, wherever it may be, in a bar, on the street, in the park, in the cafe, like when I approach them, I'm approaching them because I think they're hot and sexy, and I let them know that. Um, yeah, maybe not so directly. Oh, I think you're hot and sexy. No, but I'll be like, I usually open with a compliment, not always, but um, you know, eh, it's all when you do it, it's a thing that you learn. You learn how to flirt. It's a thing. It's when you're introducing yourself, the way you shake their hand, it's flirtatious. They know that you like them in a sexual way. So there's no chance that they can think that girls can't come around to me if they come and meet me on a date, and they can't come around to me and say like, "Oh, I thought you just wanted to be my friend." They're never gonna say that. Like although some of them try and pull that, but you know, I let them know pretty soon. Mm. Yeah, in the gym it would be, if I was going to, do the gym approach, I would want some. Well, first of all, I wouldn't approach as directly, and I would want some indicators that she would be open to being approached. And that's like completely different. Absolutely, I do not even recommend that. That's such a bad strategy for the street. That's a bad strategy for day game. I never ever wait for um I never wait for indicators of interest or anything. I just judge. I just look at her and think, oh, she's hot. I want to try and talk to her, and I roll up, and But if it was a girl that I was regularly seeing in the gym, that I regularly saw in the gym, I would just be more. I would go. I would be slower about it. I would be more calculated about the approach. And it's like I said, I definitely that is not the approach you should take on the street. Like, because you just have more freedom to, like, again, I don't want to, it's not like you're being aggressive, but you have to take action as a man and approach the girl that you want. Like, if I waited for indicators of interest from girls, like all the girls that I've banged, I wouldn't have banged probably 95% of them. I don't know, like a huge percentage. I wouldn't have hooked up with such a large amount of girls. Oh my god, like waiting for indicators, like waiting for a girl to like look at you or give you a signal that she wants you to approach her. Oh my god, I would my notch count would be very very low if I took that approach and only approached girls that like had smiled at me or looked at me or gave me some indicator that she wanted me to approach. I would not be living the player lifestyle. um yeah, it's just doesn't happen very often. um Although it did happen. It happened it can happen in certain ways. um Not that it never happens, but I mean, there's this thing. So Saturday night, I'm out with this. Quick story about Saturday night. So I'm in a club, and I see this girl that I'd kind of flirted with before. And it's funny enough. I was gonna go home with her one night, but her friend didn't want to come. Uh, we were gonna have a house party, and she wanted to just come with me. But I was out with my friend, and I'm a team player. I was a team player that night. I'm not always a team player, but sometimes I want to get laid, and I'll just fuck off, like, within reason. There's etiquette to game. There's etiquette. Like, if you meet up with a friend, and he starts talking to a girl within the first 5 minutes of you meeting each other, and then he fucks off, like you had planned to meet him and hang out, and then he fucks off with the girl, like, immediately. That's poor, like, etiquette, in my opinion. That's like your friend's like a kind of a thirsty dickhead. And that's exactly what I didn't do. I could have done it, but I didn't do it. So anyway, I met, instead I stayed out with my friend, and we ended up finding other girls. But um yeah, so I met her again, and so we started talking. It's basically started. She was with another friend, and her friend was hooking up with my friend in the club, kind of. And I'm making out with her, dancing with her. She's grinding on me. It's like, typical club shit, fun times, you know. But we're just as I'm kind of walking through the club. Um, I see this girl, and she just like locks eyes. She looks at me and the girl. I was kind of holding the other girl's hand, kind of walking through the club, and she just like looks at me really flirtatiously, like while I'm with this girl. And she just like really obvious indicators of interest, and I'm with another girl. And again, I kind of looked back at her again later that night. She's I'm kind of on the dance floor, and the girl I'm with is like grinding on me, and I'm kissing her neck. And as I'm kissing her neck, I look forward, and I see the girl that gave me indicators of interest earlier, like staring at me. And I was like, God damn, this girl is like thirsty, but she was sexy as fuck. Like, I would say sexier than the girl I was with. But this kind of thing has happened before. It's like girls like a lot of guys think that, oh, if they're seen with a girl in the club, it's gonna ruin their chances. Oh, they're like, oh, it's I have to be careful. I can't be seen with too many girls, or like, in one sense, yes, sure. If you're bouncing around the club and like getting rejected by all these girls and like talking to all these girls, but nothing's really happening with them. Yes, that's a terrible look. Not you're It's like you're digging yourself a hole. But on the other hand, if you're in the club and you're like getting on well with girls and girls are giving like, responding well to you, that's seriously advantageous, like, to your reputation and to your attractiveness as a man. Like your value, like, to all the girls that see you getting on well with girls, even escalating with girls, dancing with them, grind, like, especially if the girls are hot, like, obviously, like, the hotter the girls, your value in their eyes increases. Like, they want a bit of the action too. Like, it's kind of like, it's so red pilling. Like, it's like, I mean, the first time it happened to me was in college, like, years ago. But it was like, it's almost like a shocking thing. It's like, you're already getting some pussy. You're already getting yeah, some pussy, and then other girls are trying to get in on it. It's wild, man. But that exact situation happened, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, so yeah, I was actually, I actually went to the toilet, and when I was coming out of the toilet, um, the girl was there waiting outside, kind of in the lobby area, and obviously she was hot as fuck, wearing this tight little purple dress, man. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, she was just like locked eyes. Obviously, I went and talked to her. Um, the other girl was waiting inside for me, so I couldn't really just, you know um well, I could have just fucked off with that girl, but I would have left my I was I would have probably fucked over my friend as well if I did that, because her friend was with my friend. So, instead I just decided to talk to her just for 2 minutes and get her contact, and I ended up meeting her last night and banging her. It was wild, and it's so funny. It was on the date, and she's like, "Oh, she knew I was with that girl, and she says, "Oh, you must you must be so popular with girls." And you know, when girls try and shit test you like that, like, agree and amplify. But yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was wild. Like, she saw me, like, seriously, like, escalating with this girl in the club, really sexual stuff. Like, girls in the club, like, grinding on me, like, I was kissing her neck, I was like grabbing her ass. It was very sexual, like, and she was just staring at me, like, she was just into it. Like, she was so into it. It was wild, man. And I got her number, and I met her last night, and I fucked her. It was it's just, but that's not the first time something like that has happened. So yeah, it's funny. Like, I get so much more indicators of interest when I'm with a hot girl, or a girl, any girl, even if she's not even that hot. Girls are just more curious. Girls are just way more curious about me, or not just me. It's a thing. Like, it's a thing. I'm sure if any of you guys, I'm sure you guys will notice it. If you're out on a date with a girl, you'll get you just notice other girls looking at you more. If I'm out alone, I don't get people looking at me that much. Like, I don't notice it. It doesn't have. I'm a very attentive person to my surroundings. I'm aware of it. It's not just that I'm, oh, no, I know that when I'm with a girl, people look at me a lot. Like, chicks look at me, and when I'm alone, not so much, not so much at all. So that's just a good example of, um chicks want to get with guys that, other girl that are already getting laid. So it's like the rich get richer. So it's not fair, is it? It's not fair, but that's the world we live in, Or the guys already getting pussy are getting more pussy. Guys getting less pussy get less pussy because it's like it's just a downward spiral or an upward spiral. Danny Arnold in the house. What's up? Good morning to you, brother. Um, yeah. So I've been on a roll with the chicks, to be honest. But yeah, it's just that's just the way that yeah, it's the way sometimes it goes. But yeah, let me. So yeah, no, back to the topic at hand. You know, Jim Karens. Um, yeah, let me just play the clip and I'll do some commentary on it. I'm sure you've. I'm sure you know. Let me share it. All right.
Trainer gets caught on camera being a pervert. And when I stand up for myself, he threatens to call the police and revoke my membership.
Do you need something?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say that this fucking this bitch, right? She basically planned for this. The way I know she planned for this is just look at this fucking resting bitch face. This is not like she wanted this to happen. She wanted this situation and she really forced this like confrontation or this escalation. Um she's standing in front of the mirror. She has the camera perfectly angled so she's getting these guys way in the background, way in the other side of the gym. And she just has this scowl, this CUNT resting just yeah, just bitch face. So you know she's up to no good. Um, plus she's like stripping down in the wearing like skin tight. It's like these little shorts have been sprayed onto her. Like there's not like I'm sure these shorts go right up into her butt crack, right up into her asshole, and then this when I saw this clip, it was like, oh man, like these like yeah, you really need to stand up to bitches like this. Like you cannot ever apologize to a bitch like this. Never ever. They need to be told to shut the fuck up. But let's continue. No, guys, come on, look at it. Such a fucking CUNT face. But yeah, she's probably. Mm, I not sure. It's hard to tell how old she is. I certainly she's in her late 20s. Late 20s, I would say possibly. She could be up to 34. She's definitely way past her prime. You know, obviously she's in good. She's in good physical condition. Probably has a thick booty and all that. It probably looks good, but she's way past her prime. Like but and I yeah. Uh, Danny says it doesn't matter how hot they may be. I'm instantly repulsed by broads like her. Yeah, me too, man. Hey, everyone should be. I mean, yeah, just it's a good example of how this is a good example of how chicks like love and also simultaneously hate attention. It's kind of like the on Instagram. It's like chicks are chicks want attention. They want the likes, they want the comments, but they're also very repulsed by the kind of beta guys that give them the comments and attention. Um,
Do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something?
Oh, look, and then you listen to her tone of voice. It gets more obnoxious and aggressive. Like, do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something? Like, oh, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, yo, like.
Do you need something? Do you need something?
What's up, guys?
So, actually, I like the way the guy actually responds to her because he doesn't tolerate her bullshit, um, at all. Let's just watch it.
It's your man MP, and today we're gonna go over a video of this Karen in the gym going off on a guy for basically glancing at her for 2 seconds. So let's get into it. So first of all, look at this label here. She calls him a pervert. You guys watch and you tell me if you think the guy's a pervert. So first you see this girl, she's taking her pump cover off, and it looks like this guy who's being trained gives the trainer a little tap, and the trainer turns. These guys.
So this is how insidious this kind of shit is because like she's violating their privacy by filming them, but while she's stripping off with them in the background. They didn't ask to be in the video. They didn't want to be in the video, you know. And then she's making this kind of big scene where she's like wearing extremely like revealing clothes. Like it's like, man, it makes me understand like why Muslims cover up their women, because it's like this bitch can go around thinking she can just strip off in a gym and thinking that guys aren't going to look at her for 2 fucking seconds. It's This is why, like, this gynocentric culture we live in is it's just insidiously getting, like, trying to take more and more rights away from men. Like, it's gotten to a point where men are being vilified for like she slowed this clip down. In real life, their whole glancing at her probably lasted about 2.5 seconds, like really short, and they're way on the other side of the gym, and they're not interfering with her at all, and yet she's like interfering with them by causing a scene and filming them and like slowing it down and editing it later and trying to make them it look like it was longer, even if it was 5 or 10. Like, it's way on the other side of the gym, completely not interfering with her. Like, it's a fucking glance. It's gone from you're not allowed to you're not allowed to approach chicks, you're not allowed to talk to chicks, you're not allowed to do a cold approach. Remember the Gillette ad where the hero comes up and stops the guy from doing a cold approach, and now it's not, you're not allowed to look at a girl, you're not allowed to look at them, or you're a pervert. Get the fuck out of here, you silly, silly bitch. You fucking cunt. Seriously, man. Like, these hoes, they have to be stopped, man. They have to be stopped. They cannot go around doing this shit. Like, they can't go around like trying to interfere in our lives like this. Like, trying to vilify people, and trying to like ruin a guy's fucking career, trying to like just he's trying to get him fired, trying to get him punished for fucking glancing at her. What a fucking 304. I wouldn't piss on this bitch if she was on fire.
Guys are on the other side of the gym from her, not bothering her at all. And then look how she has to not only zoom in like 10 times in order to see his face, but she has to slow it down also. And then it's still maybe 2 seconds. And listen to this attitude.
Do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so.
Ah, man, the smugness, the arrogance, the obnoxiousness is like, it's too much to take. It's too much. I can't handle chicks like I sincerely hate bitches like this. I sincerely hate this chick just because she's such a fucking, like, her intentions are so insidious. Like, they're all for what? For nothing. Like the guys didn't do anything wrong. They're on the other side of the gym. They might have glanced at her. They might have said, the guy might have said to the other guy, "Oh, check out that booty." She couldn't hear that. There's no way she heard that. It's so far away. It's like, even if they did say that, even if the guy said to her, "Dude, check out that booty," like, that's like fucking just dudes being dudes, like, and if it's like literally on the other side of the gym, the only reason she could see that is because it's like she's recording it, and she's intensely watching the mirror to check out. This was a setup, make no mistake about it. It was definitely like she wanted this to happen. This wasn't some incident. She fucking was hoping to get some viral clip to get fucking attention, because she's a washed up fucking, yeah, she has a probably decent body for her age, I guess, but she's not like, she's nothing special. She's nothing like, it's just, it's just yeah, man, I don't know, these hoes, man, they need to be put in their place. um Hubert Humphrey says, I was at the store the other day and I glanced for a couple of seconds at this chick with an ass. Apparently, that was enough to be labeled creep. They gave me that look as I violated them. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, did they call you creep? I mean, chicks usually use the like, it's usually when chicks use the word creep, it's it's an insult, it's a, it's to show that they're not interested in you. It's not that you're a creep. It's not like, if you were their type, that's the cold hard truth. I'm just going to give it to you straight. If you were their type, they wouldn't be calling you a creep. Um it's like, it's them, it's like, how dare this guy look at me? That's It's like, how dare this guy look at me and have him think that he has any kind of chance with me. But if it was another guy, it would be okay. So it's different rules for different guys. And like, women do not treat all men equally. Like, there's, by no stretch of the imagination, do women treat all men equally. So a girl, I might be dealing with one girl, and she could be be very polite to me, very feminine, very, treating me well. But the reality is, like, she could be a complete bitch to another guy that did the exact same thing as I did, and then the other way around. I could cold approach a chick and she called me a creep and a weirdo just because I'm not her type. But another guy comes along, does the exact same thing, fucking textbook, exact same approach, and it's perfectly fine. He's not a creep. He's like, he's everything's normal. It's everything's, she's happy that he approached her, because, unfortunately, this is the dark side of female nature. It's just the way it is. You know. Danny says, I had a broad act like this yesterday as she was crossing the intersection in front of my car. After she and her two friends crossed the intersection wearing leggings, one turns around and scowls at me. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, these 3 or 4s. The thing is, like, I tell guys, like, not to allow the chicks to get any kind of emotional reaction from you. However, this is kind of different because these guys, like, they're not even trying to approach her. I tell guys, when you approach a chick, you know, and she acts like a real bitch to you, just to fucking walk away. Don't get into any like confrontation with her, even if she's a bitch. You kind of just have. It's just unfortunate. It's just one of the parts of the game. You have to get used to, like. So you're gonna come across some bitches. I've come across like some chicks that, you know. Luckily in Japan, chicks are more feminine and far less confrontational. So, but you're gonna run into, if you're living a player lifestyle, if you're doing day game, it's just something you're gonna run into. But this situation is different because, like, these guys didn't even try and approach her. They glanced at her for probably 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. And she only noticed it because she's obviously filming it, but she's obviously intensely hoping to notice any kind of reaction from them in the mirror. So, to cause some kind of, she's obviously uses fucking TikTok, and she wanted to create this. Oh, I'm being harassed in the gym because I'm so hot. I'm so fucking hot. Oh my god, men just constantly harass my butt. Yeah, she's the lowest piece of shit. Like, women like this are fucking, pieces of shit. Uh, because they're trying to punish men for fucking glancing at them. Fucking horrible piece of dog shit that she is. Um, Dan Firestone in the house with the Gaelga says, Digat Mac, Iver na Shipone, Irish Pimp, check your law. Good stuff. Go to my gut. Dan is the man. Uh, Hubert Humphrey says, Women, stop shaming us for our sexuality. Also, women, stop glancing at us. It's insane. It's insane. This is insane. This is fucking insane. This is a violation of our fucking freedom. Like, women like this need to be called out. Like, they need to be told to shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and do your workout. Like, God, like, getting glanced at. And even if like I said, even if these guys said, like, completely out of her, it's way across the gym, it's on the other side. If the guy said, yo, check out her booty, there's no way she could have heard that. Obviously, if you're within earshot of a chick, you shouldn't be like saying you shouldn't be saying, hey, check out her booty, right? So if that's a little bit inappropriate. If she could hear it, yo, check out her booty, that might be inappropriate. But there's no way in hell she would have heard that. And yeah, I mean, it lasted like 2 seconds, them glancing at it. That's like, yeah, just crazy.
Like, was that really necessary, Karen? Are you that entitled where someone can't glance at you for 2 seconds? Nobody was staring at you. No one was taking videos of you. Like, calm your ass down.
Okay, I thought so. Keep it pushing.
Look at the look on.
Keep it pushing. This obnoxious hoe, man. I just like chicks like this deserve, like, they deserve everything. They deserve all the loneliness that's coming to them. Like, this girl, like I said, I'm not really sure, but I know she's definitely in her late 20s. She has to be. Although Western chicks are so busted that sometimes it's like shocking. She could be like 26, and yeah. But no, she could be, I'd say, if I was to estimate, I would say between 29 and 34. She could be even 35. I don't know. But she's yeah, she's just angry. She's just fucking angry because she knows internally that um yeah, she's well into her decline, and she's well past her peak, in from her early 20s. And she doesn't, I can just tell this bitch doesn't have a boyfriend even. And she doesn't have kids, and she's not married, and she's just, and she's just angry at society. She's angry. She's like, oh my god, give me attention. Oh my god, it's just like, you know um
on his face. He actually asked her, "Are you okay?" Meaning, like, what's wrong with you? And she decides to yell, "Keep it pushing." What is your problem?
Keep it pushing.
So, after her making a scene and being rude to this man for really no reason, he lets her know, hey, if you want to be rude, then you can leave. Her response to him, nodding no, and he doesn't own the gym. It's not only the owner of the gym that can kick your ass out, right?
Yes. That means what? That means what?
I can call the police and have you trespass right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead. Let him know.
That's what we'll do. So right now,
See that? Just look at this. Like the obnoxiousness, the smugness, and then she's shaking her little ass. It's like the thing. Like if you read into the subconscious, like the psychology of this, she probably wants to get dicked down by these guys, really. But she's just so desperate. She doesn't really know how to go about it. Women have no game. Women have no game. They don't understand how to approach men, and it's really not in their nature to do so. But this girl is just this is to me this just reeks of like desperation for attention. Just look at this. Look at that. Like he's right over there. She knows he's looking and she's shaking her booty. She's trying to get some kind of like response out of him.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let him know.
That's what we're doing.
Look at that. Look at that. It's like wiggles her fucking ass. She's complaining about guys looking at her, and then while talking to him, she just fucking wiggles her butt. Like, these hoes, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I just couldn't live amongst them. I really wouldn't want to live. Thank fuck. This kind of attitude barely, if at all, exists. Like, I don't see it. I haven't seen this kind of attitude. Maybe no, I've never seen this situation or anything close really play out in Japan. I just don't even get this attitude from chicks. Um, like if a chick behaves like this in Japan, I would consider her like mentally ill. It's just not in the culture. It's not in their. I don't think chicks want to behave like this in Japan. They're not. They're just not brought up that way. They're just not brought up to be causing scenes like this. And yeah, it's just there's less hatred for men in yeah, I don't there's I mean yeah, I'm sure some girls hate men in Japan, but it's certainly not as palpable as the kind of just the obnoxiousness that you get from Western chicks.
So right now, I need you to take off the head up front. Like she said, you can do something. We got
So in this next clip, she actually titled her video, "I know this wasn't the update you guys wanted," but she got her membership revoked and she got kicked out of the gym. This she got kicked out of. Actually titled her video, "I know this wasn't the update you guys wanted," but she got her.
And then she just continues to check out her butt in the mirror. Like, oh, it's like, honestly, like, it's like women want all the benefits that come with, uh, getting, free attention. And, I mean, a lot of women can make money off their, off men from their body. I mean, a lot of women, there's a huge industry around it. I mean, women can make money off their bodies, even busted chicks. So they love all that, they love getting money from, but they don't want everything else that comes with it. They want to be able to, wear their little booty shorts. And it's kind of like they're just denying biology. They're trying to repress. They're trying to repress male biology, which is like, if you see a hot, scantily clad hot girl, you're at least gonna fucking glance at her. You're just gonna like, it's not, you're not violating her space or privacy. You're gonna look like it's it's a violation of a man's human right to, you can't be going around. It's like, it'd be like going in front of a, starving person and, waving like a fucking some food in front of them, and then like getting angry at them when they fucking look at the food. Like, it's like, how dare you want this food. It's like, you're you're just a fucking prick if you do that, right? So this bitch is a prick, right? She's a fucking prick. And, oh my god, you're comparing women to food. Yeah, I am. Get over it. It's just like, but seriously, like, she's a prick. like she is a prick. She is, you know.
Her membership revoked, and she got kicked out of the gym. This is the exact update that me and a whole bunch of people that I saw in the comments wanted. You were rude to this man for no reason. You made a big scene, you wanted some clout, and you got it because your video got over 2 million views. But I'm guessing you got a lot of negative clout in there too, because now your account is private. So, maybe don't go off on people for glancing for 2 seconds. Gym culture, a lot of times we just watch other people work out. Sometimes you want to see what someone's doing. They may be getting like really good results or something like that. But with this was like a 2 second glance, and you had to slow it down and zoom in to even notice anything. You're doing too much. And I know there were tons of females in the comments that agreed with me. Like, calm down, humble yourself. There was
Yeah, I mean, Hubert says, Women post half nudes online for money and validation. Also, women get angry for giving them one over in a public space. That's it, man. That's just the hypocrisy of it. Just the wild hypocrisy. I guarantee she, I haven't checked out her social media or anything, but she definitely posts. I guarantee she posts butt pictures, her in bikinis, like all that stuff. So it's just like this kind of hypocrisy. These were, like I said earlier, bitches like this need to be told to shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Like, and unfortunately, the thing that's depressing about it is like I guarantee there's probably like thousands and thousands of people agreeing with her. Oh my god, girl! Oh my god, you're so brave, stunning, and brave for standing up to these oppressors. It's like I guarantee there was like, and that's what's for me. That's the most depressing thing about the West. It's like so much retardedness gets so much support. Like that's what's depressing. Like it's one thing to call like it'd be one thing if chicks like this were called out, and they are called out by a lot of people, but the depressing thing is that they just get so much support. Like these bad ideas, these little brats get so much support. Like and like they're completely in the wrong. This bitch is like entirely in the wrong. She's a horrible piece of shit. That's I'll go. It's like the opposite. Like it's like the lefties and the womanists on one side are like, oh, you go, girl, you're so stunning and brave. Oh my god, social justice. Oh my god, it's so you're fighting the oppression and the harassment. And on the other hand, I'm like on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, where I'm like, you shut the fuck up, you piece of shit, you fucking scumbag. I'm not like there's like it's like the opposite. On one hand, it's like there's people that think, oh, she's in the right and she's brave and stunning, and I'm on the other side. She's a fucking rotten piece of shit, you know. And I wouldn't piss on her if she was on fire because her intentions are so, like I said, you know, insincere and they're just just has bad intentions. Like there's nothing. She's just trying to get guys. She's trying to ruin guys' reputations. She's trying to like for literally for nothing. Like for no like those guys did nothing wrong. Like absolutely nothing wrong. Like there's no part of what they did was anything like that constitutes them being like perverts or being in. If anyone's a pervert, she's a pervert. Like she's going around the gym wearing like skin tight like little shorts and little crop top and like filming people shaking her butt in the mirror, looking at her butt. Imagine going into the gym as a man and like wearing like skin tight little fucking speedos and looking at your dick, like it's the equivalent, right? It's the equivalent, right? It is like that's a man, the man version. A girl's butt, a man's dick, looking at it in the mirror, looking at your dick. Then like some girls in the background look at you and you turn around, what the fuck? You're looking at me? You're looking at my dick? It's just If anyone's the pervert, she's the pervert. I stand by that statement. She's the pervert. The only pervert in this video is her, without a doubt. You gotta flip the fucking tables on these hoes. Like, she's the fucking pervert. Like, stripping off, like, look, shaking her, wiggling her butt. Like, dude, like, imagine flipping the tables. Going, and then, as a man, checking your dick out in the mirror, two girls in the background glance over for 2 seconds, and then you turn around at them, start shouting at them, and, like, when you're arguing with them, like, start, like, gyrating at them. That's essentially, you know what I mean? That is fucking essentially what happened, because when the guy came over to be like, well, yo, what's up? Like, what are you talking about? Like, she starts, like, wiggling her butt. Like, she literally did that. You can't make this shit up. Danny says, I bet Japanese gym chicks are far superior. Probably. I don't go to the gym, but Danny says, I can imagine how a Japanese version of a Chad would just clean up with the Japanese hotties. I remember you and MLD mentioning that the most Japanese men don't have a lot of game. Yeah, I mean, most Japanese guys probably, I mean, it's Japanese guys. I mean, if a regular Japanese guy has any amount of game, he can clean up easier than I. It's easier. It's not like, as a foreigner in Japan, it's hard mode. I get told all the time that it's all you're foreigner. It's easier. No, it's not. Like, you need good game. Like, you need good game. You need to understand the culture. Danny says, I'm strong and independent, stunning and brave, and looking for a real man to settle down with. God help the man that ends up, well, if she's even, I don't even, yeah. The thing is, there'd be a line of simps waiting that would date this girl, but it's like, she doesn't want the simp guy. She wants, like, it's just, there's so many contradictions. See, she's just fucking, she's just pissed off with the lot she ended up with. She's pissed off that she's 30 years old or more. I would like to know her age, actually. I'm curious. She's pissed off that she ended up where she did, and she has nothing to show for it. She doesn't have any offspring, which women should have. This idea that women having like geriatric pregnancies, like women having their first child at like 32, it's like, it's weird, man. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Like, back in, like, for the most of human evolution, women, like, probably had, like, the it's kind of crazy, but from, like, probably 99%, it's only in the last, like, fucking 100 years less that this idea of women having kids, like having their first child at like 33, then having maybe one or two kids, if they're lucky. This is like a new concept. Like I said, for 99% of human evolution, women probably had like 3 or 4 kids by the time they're like 21. Like, seriously, like, the 3 or 4 more. Like, my grandmother had like 10 kids. you know but they started off way younger. Like, oh my god, that's so creepy. No, that's just the way it was, like, for like 99%. This whole idea of women, like, getting married at like 35, and then, like, then crying that, then getting upset that they can't have a kid, and if they use all this go to fertility clinics, and you're 35, like, it's like, again, back in the day, like, when you're 30, like, before antibiotics, before all the 35 was old age. Like, you know um women are not supposed to be having their first child at 35 years old, but now we're told that that's normal. Somehow that's normal. um Danny says, the funny thing is, the men she would want are the very kind of men who wouldn't tolerate some poison dripping broad like her. That's the irony of it, isn't it? Like the very men, like there's some weird psychology going on where like she actually probably she probably wants to like she wants these guys to hit on her properly, but like she's so confused and so angry that she wants to get attention from them by any means, and she just goes about it the wrong way. It's like when you're in school and you're a kid, like the girl that likes you like hits you, like it's like because she wants attention from you. It's like the psychology of it.
No reason to give that man all that attitude. Thought so. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking to this man like you want to fight him or something? I'm glad that this king didn't stand for it, and I'm glad he called you out on your behavior. You labeled this guy a pervert, and you don't even know if he has a wife, if he has kids. You're just throwing around labels because someone glanced at you for 2 seconds. And shout out to the owners of this gym for standing by their employee. That was just completely unnecessary. So you got what you deserve. And I hope the owners of the next gym.
Yeah, and that's really why she's such a piece of shit, because she's trying to like label these guys like perverts and like creeps and like you know you know trying to get them in trouble for like sexual harassment over a glance, over something that's like it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. It makes me really, really, really hate Western society because, like I said, I can see here there's 17.5 thousand. 17 point, is that 175 or
You go to see this?
yeah, it's 17.5 thousand likes. So this bitch, even though she's such a piece of shit, she's such a piece of trash that she gets like so much support, you know? That just makes me angry, man. Like fuck. Like that's why I fucking hate Western society. Like in its current form. I hate it, man. It just makes me angry. Makes me real angry that these bitches are like this bitch is that's completely in the wrong gets to like get that much support. It's infuriating, really.
And they don't allow you to join because I consider this toxic behavior right here. The gym's a place where everyone should be able to feel comfortable, male or female. Like I said, what if a man popped off on a woman for glancing at him for 2 seconds like that? Everybody would be calling.
What if a man popped off on a woman and that for her glancing at him for a second or two, and then like while he's shouting at her, starts like gyrating his dick, like seriously, that's what she did. Like she starts like she pops off at the man. The man came over to ask her what the hell, what's going on, you know, like what's what why are you shouting at me? And she starts wiggling her butt, like she starts wiggling her ass at the guy. It's like that's what happened. Like, so the opposite would be, the the man starts gyrating his dick at the woman. So this bitch is the pervert. Let me just reiterate that. This bitch is the pervert. No one else.
Calling that guy an asshole. And that's what you were, an asshole. You're the reason that guys like me go to the gym and we feel like we have to stare at the floor. Stop making the gym a place where we can't relax anymore. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I'm definitely going to show the clips to you uncut, except I did cut the last clip this time because she does some little poses and stuff, which is also another ridiculous thing. Like, you have a fitness TikTok where you're constantly posing in the exact same outfit you were wearing and you want people to view it, but you got mad at this guy. Anyways, I did cut her last clip short because she's posing. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, if you like this kind of content,
Yeah, so there you have it. Danny says, imagine not having a child and making it all the way to 35 or 36. Even if such a broad gets pregnant, the risks are so high for complications. Indeed, because a lot of these chicks are indoctrinated to think to pretend. I don't even think these chicks, even though they're indoctrinated, they all know, they all deep down, most chicks want to have children, even though they'll go through all their prime sexual years pretending. Not, I don't even think, I don't even believe that they genuinely don't want to have kids. Let's say, but they'll say it to sound cool and popular because women want to be, they just want to be accepted by the crowd and they want to say the most popular thing. So they'll say things like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to have kids," and they'll say that while they're, they think that they're going to be young and hot for forever, and then it's always the same. By the time they get to 30, and I can't find a real man. Oh my God, it's like, why do you need a real man? I thought you're all strong and independent. It's because deep down they want to have like a family. They want to have kids. They know that, and they'll be very reluctant to say it, but they'll say it, and it's like, oh yeah, what about all your, what about what you were saying, when you were 22, and you never want to have kids, and that's like, you'd rather your freedom. It's all cap. It's all cap. Like, vast majority of chicks absolutely want to have kids, but just the society, the culture is like, it's cool to say that they don't want to. Um, yeah. Danny says she was an asshole. She was a catch you next Thursday or next Tuesday. Yeah. There used to be a club in Ireland called Catch You Next, or yeah, Catch You Next Tuesday. Good times, but yeah, man. If I was gonna do gym game, it would be more calibrated. My approaches would be way more calculated than they would be on the street or anywhere else. Pretty much, anywhere that's like, if it's a gym where I frequent regularly, my approach is just going to be different. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna try and like um, establish some interest before approaching a girl like that. So it could just be something like, trying to make eye contact or glancing at her. I might get, if it was this chick, not that I'd want to approach her anyway, but that's how you establish. There's certain ways to like try and establish, like, indicators of interest. You can like look at a girl, wait till you make eye contact, see how they react to you looking at them. If she looks like if she gives you a scowl, or she gives you like a bitch face when she catches you looking at her, then okay, I'm not gonna bother approaching this chick. And again, this is not the approach I take with Daygame. This is not the style I take. It's just in a place that if it was a place that I frequent regularly, I don't want to like, I don't want any drama. I just want to go. If I was going to the gym, it's a place that I go to the gym and work out. I'm not looking for any kind of extra drama and stuff. If it's a place that I value, and somewhere, so that's why I would change my kind of approach for a gym. Um, so yeah, it's just like establishing, just kind of gauging, testing the waters. So look at her, try and make eye contact, or see how she reacts when you make that eye contact. Because if a chick doesn't want to have anything to do with you, like, these bitches, like, they'll kind of like make a bit of a stink face, or just, even if it's very slight, like, or they'll like, look away very quickly, or it should be obvious. The signs should be obvious. If a girl, a lot of girls are very comfortable, like, they're good at letting it be known when they're not interested in a guy. um I was at a pool last week, and I was just chilling, sitting down, and I glanced at a chick, and it wasn't a Japanese chick, it was a foreign chick, and she just, like, I wasn't even intending on approaching her. Even I didn't find her particularly, like, she had a nice body. That's why I kind of glanced at her. She had a sexy body, but I wasn't going to approach her. But I was just kind of glanced at her, and we locked eyes, and she just kind of scowled, and I was like, well, I wasn't going to approach you anyway, but like, definitely you're a bitch. Like, I was, but I'm just saying, that's how I would play it in a gym. I don't do gym game here in Tokyo. I don't go to the gym. Even if I did go to the gym, I that's how I'd play it. I would try and establish some indicators of interest. Then just whatever, cross paths with them, say hey, what's up. Very casual, like see how they respond to hey, what's up. Start trying to talk to them. Yeah, but I just prefer to do game in places that I have no strings attached to. I like doing game. That's what I like about, there's no strings attached. I'm not connected to them in any way. It's not like I'm gonna see them again. That's the for me that's the beauty of day game. It's like there's no strings attached. It's not awkward. You're not gonna have to see them again. So that's why I like it. So game, different places, different kinds of game. You gotta, you know. But yeah, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's not that it's not possible. It's not that I would never do it. It's just that I don't necessarily want to do. I don't. For me in Tokyo, I don't need to run that. I don't need to shit where I eat because there's just so many places to do game. There's so many other options. Like I can just on my way to the station. I could see. I'm gonna see hot girls for like all the time. There's gonna be hot girls all around the station. There's just no need for me to run game in a place that I go to for other purposes. I tell guys that they should incorporate game into their lifestyle. They should like incorporate it into um make it a part of their lifestyle. So you could say that going to the gym is part of their lifestyle. If they see a hot girl there, you know, um, make an approach or whatever. But um, yeah, it's just kind of in certain. It just depends on how like how much you don't or do or don't want to shit in a place that you eat, and also like you know it depends on where you live as well. Like I said, if I lived in a small country town where there wasn't really that much options to do, run into hot chicks and maybe you see a really hot chick at the gym, it's I'm more than likely going gonna approach chicks like that just because there's not as many options. So but even better than approaching the girl in the gym, it would be like even more ideal if you caught the girl like in the lobby or like outside the gym, just so it's not like directly in the gym. um but again, you don't want to go too much out of your way to be waiting for a chick outside the gym. It's just you kind of just want like just if you happen to see her like walking into the gym, say hey, what's up, make a cold approach, um and see how it goes. But that's how I would play it. Danny says, even before the red pill, I've always believed that if a chick is going to dress provocatively and show off what she's got, then she's got nothing to bitch about if men end up looking. Exactly, like I said, chicks simultaneously love and hate attention. See, the thing is, they want the good attention. They want the attention from the guys that they also find attractive. But the thing is, like, it's like all the attention is going to come from a whole variety of guys. So the women are going to dislike the vast majority of attention. It's like the same attention, but like they'll only like a certain percentage of that attention. It's like what I said earlier. Women will treat guys differently. Two guys could have the exact same approach, but there could be two different looking guys, different styles, whatever. One guy, she loved that attention. There's nothing wrong. He's not a creep. He's not harassing her. He's not doing anything wrong. Another guy who isn't her type has the exact same approach as the other guy, but he's a creep. He's harassing her. He's a weirdo. All that kind of shit. So that's the female logic. That's how it is, and it's as infuriating as it is. It just is what it is, and you have to just like understand that that's what goes on. But in a situation like the clip we watched, absolutely, like chicks like that cannot be allowed to. They cannot get away with doing stuff like that. They need to be called out. And the guy was right to kick her out, call her out, and tell her to fucking get her shit and revoke her membership, because you just can't allow that shit. Because if you allow it, you enable it. You enable her to do that again. She thinks that she can do this again. She thinks that she's a fucking hero, and she's not. She's a fucking absolute piece of shit bitch. You know, like the fucking hilarious thing about it is girls like that think that they're like doing like, in her head she thinks she's some kind of hero, when in fact she's a piece of dog shit. Like she's worse than a piece of dog shit, because a piece of dog shit just doesn't. It's just a piece of dog shit. She's trying to like interfere with someone. She's trying to like ruin someone's reputation. So she's in fact worse than a piece of dog shit. But yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna cut it there. But in short, if you're gonna run gym game, just be careful. And it's not that it can never work. Absolutely, it can. It can. You can run game anywhere pretty much, but just depending on your location, depending on your environment, you kind of like want to be more calibrated about the way you do it. And the way I would run gym game would be completely different to the way I would do a cold approach on the street. Like it's just different. Danny says, what man isn't going to look if a chick or several chicks walk past him wearing absolutely skin tight yoga pants and a sports bra? Yeah, maybe if the man is gay, that's but even then, like, I mean, it's human nature just to glance at people. It's not, doesn't necessarily mean it's even sexual. I mean, I glance at chicks that aren't my type all the time. I glance at people. Like, you glance at people. Like, you look at people. Like, you're walking around, you look, you see people. Like, like, you see people. It's just normal. It's just wild. Bitches like that need to be called out. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today. Today is Thursday. No, today's Thursday. I don't usually live stream on a Thursday. So yeah, I guess I'll the reason I missed all the other live streams was because I was like I said, been quite a successful, been involved in some degeneracy with a lot of chicks, and they've been getting in the way of of me doing live streams. But I guess I'll be doing another live stream tomorrow, 10 p.m. Japanese, well, Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. I'm usually late. I'll try not to be late. So until then, peace out. Bye bye. Have a good one.